Let's see. Let's flip them both over at the same time. The Moon and the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So the masculine has the Seven of Pentacles in reverse in his everyday experience throughout May. So he is wanting to move forward in a new direction, in a new chapter, in a new way with his finances. Whatever he has been working on in the material realm, in the material world, in the sense of his financial security, he's going to be moving some resources around. And maybe he's going to be donating some of those resources to the feminine. And the help that he may be giving the feminine throughout the month of May could be revealing to her of what his underlying intentions are for this partnership, for this relationship, in a practical way. It's going to be illuminating to the feminine in a way that wasn't clear before, like this information or this help or these financial material resources that he's going to be providing to her is going to help her gain some clarity in the sense of what the masculine is all about and what is his driving force in this partnership and what's his motivating factor. So I feel like that's going to be useful to her. Let's see what her subconscious energies are. The Six of Wands in reverse. And the masculine has the Nine of Cups. He's feeling good. So the Victory card in reverse in her subconscious, I feel like she's going to be feeling a little bit, I want to say defeated, sort of like with her tail between her legs, like not really wanting to admit that she needs this help from the masculine. But she knows deep down, like, oh my gosh, this is the answer to my prayers. And there's a little bit of pride maybe getting in the way of the masculine in the month of May, like not wanting to owe the masculine anything in the way of, well, like, if I accept this help from him, then that shifts the power sort of in his arena to maybe hold it against me or hold it over my head in the future. And I'm getting a sense of like hesitancy from the feminine of being reliant in that way on the masculine, like wanting to be able to stand on her own 2 feet, but yet everybody needs help sometimes. And if he's willing and capable and wanting to offer you, feminine, if this is you listening, if you're associating yourself with the feminine side. And again, I'll reiterate, doesn't necessarily have to be female associates with feminine. We all have both masculine and feminine energies within us. And yes, more often than not, females signify themselves or associate themselves or represent themselves as the feminine, and likewise males associate themselves more with masculine energy, but that's not necessarily the case. So whatever side is resonating for you the most. Because the masculine has the Nine of Cups. He's in his subconscious, like what's driving him forward. So he's feeling good, and that he has abundance and things are going well for him, that he can sort of this emotional abundance bubbling up through his finances of what makes him feel good is to be able to direct that towards the feminine. So feminine, get over yourself. I'll just say it. Whatever happens in the future. You can't predict whether or not he's going to hold it over your head. Don't let him. create a boundary around it. No strings attached if he wants to help you in that way. So the conscious energies are, for the masculine, the Four of Cups and the Eight of Cups. Okay, so cups. Four of Cups times 2 is the Eight of Cups. So I don't feel like the feminine is going to accept his help, and that's going to sort of hurt his feelings. Because he wants to. And there's a little bit of stubbornness on the feminine side, Capricorn, of you sort of turning your back on what the masculine counterpart in this partnership is trying to offer to you in the month of May. And this isn't forever. Things can change very rapidly. But this is in your conscious experience of whatever he's trying to offer you. It may feel like there's strings attached and you're not willing to accept it in that way. There's 2 big moons here. So I feel like throughout this cycle, with the full moon happening at the end of April and then moving into the full moon towards the end of the month in May, you're going to be working through this process of whatever the masculine has to offer to you, feminine, is going to be illuminating, and you might be uncomfortable with it. It might stir up these feelings of reliance or not feeling somehow worthy or good enough to accept somebody's help. And it's going to propel you on this journey elsewhere to see if you can make it happen on your own, which is fine. There's no judgment in this process. It's just the energies that are presenting themselves. So let's see what the masculine brings. Is the 3 of Pentacles in reverse, and the feminine has the 5 of Cups, in reverse. So it's like he has this vision and these plans for the both of you in this partnership, and he wants to involve you in them. However, I feel like he's meeting up with this resistance from the feminine, and there's this stalemate happening with moving his resources into a project together where there could be either a miscommunication or just differing values of how you both would like to proceed. And I feel like the feminine is feeling that the masculine has more of the material financial resources and sort of this power structure over her that's preventing her from being super excited about taking the next step in that direction. And even though the 5 of Cups is in reverse, so she's coming out of this sorrowful feeling of lack and sort of mourning what has happened in the past between the 2 of you. There's this lifting up. I always imagine him floating up towards the sky and spinning around in his cape, sort of going in a big circle, and being like, oh, that's what he was talking about. This is what he was after here. And it looks a little bit different than your imaginings or your initial vision, but it's just as valid as where you were coming from, feminine. Let's flip over the conjoining outcome energies. The 5 of Wands. This was the extra card for Cancer. And that reading came up also for Virgos too. on the feminine side. So I feel like you guys throughout the month of May, feminine, masculine, you're going to be working through some potentially uncomfortable and difficult conversations where there's a little bit of confrontation and tension, but you're working through it. And I feel like it is very much surrounding around resources and finances and stability and joint projects, and where you, the two of you together, could be focusing your energies and taking on these new projects together, and in what way and what part each of you would have to play. And there needs to be more time and more honest communication happening around that for both of you to feel comfortable in coming together to create something, to co-create something as a unit within your partnership. So with the Five of Wands in reverse as your outcome conjoining energies, it's like you're working through what normally or in the past would have been uncomfortable conversations for the both of you, but I feel like you're both going to be working through some sticky points of reactivity and some immaturity, and sort of dropping your defenses and coming to the table authentically and in your vulnerability, be like, look, this is how I'm feeling, and look, this is how I'm feeling. And the masculine is going to be like, this is what I can and want to provide to you, and deal with his hurt feelings over maybe being rejected in the way that he's trying to present his abundance to the feminine. And you guys are going to be talking it throughout the month of May. So good. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I'm going to pull a Rumi Oracle for you guys for your Oracle card by Alana Fairchild to pull the reading together for an additional message for the month of May for Capricorns, soulmates, twin flames, divine love partners. This one. Wow. Number one, you got the first one. Beyond death is life. She's so pretty. She's totally lit up. So it's the first one, number one. And I will read to you from Alana's book. The Rumi poem is, footprints lead to the shore of the sea. Beyond that point, no trace remains. I'm calling to you. Can you hear me? Listen. Within your heart, there I speak. My voice rings true. You are urged beyond what has been. The time has come. Lay it to rest now. This ending comes as grace to free you from all that you have known. For what you have known is now too small for your soul. Bear your uncertainty with equanimity. I am certain enough for both of us. Allow me to show you the light that you are, that burns within you, blazing angel of heavenly purity. I will unveil you to yourself. Undressing your ego, casting aside its layers, as tender as a lover, with unwavering attention upon the sacred body of light. You shall know yourself in truth, as pure, beyond all experience, untainted, ever innocent. As a pure vessel, stripped bare, ready for the divine revelation, as light, as life, as love. Yes, the divine revelation taking yourself on is bigger than you ever have. That is the message.